This is going to shock you, but the entire foundation of the banking system relies on making you poorer. In this explainer, we are going completely behind the curtain to expose exactly how banks secretly keep you poor. We're stripping away all that confusing financial jargon and just looking at the plain math. So stay with me here, because by the end of this explainer, you will absolutely never look at your bank account the same way again.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the savings account lie. Literally, from the time we are kids, we're told a savings account is the safe place to make your wealth grow. But here's the truth. The average traditional savings account right now pays a totally pathetic 0.5% interest per year. And honestly, depending on who you bank with, some of the biggest, most famous names in the industry pay as little as 0.01%. You are literally handing them your money for free.
And here is why that is an absolute financial disaster for you. While your bank is tossing you pennies, inflation is running at roughly 3% to 6% every single year. Just do the math on that. If your bank pays you 0.5%, but inflation is running at, say, 4%, you are actually losing 3.5% of your money's value every single year. It is a silent theft, happening automatically, right under your nose, and you're never going to get a notification on your banking app about it.
This right here brilliantly illustrates the real-world devastation of that invisible tax. Notice how if you just park $10,000 in a traditional savings account today, in 10 years, the actual purchasing power of that money plummets to just $7,000. Your money isn't just sitting safely in a vault somewhere. It is sitting in a bank and it is slowly dying.
But wait, here is the part that should rightfully spark some serious anger. While they pay you a miserable 5% to hold your life savings, they turn right around, take your exact same money, and lend it out to other hardworking people for 15%, 20%, even 25% interest on credit cards. It is massive hypocrisy. They borrow from you for almost nothing and then make an absolute fortune.
Which brings us to Section 2, the endless debt trap.
That savings account lie? That's just how they get cheap capital. How do they make their real billions? Through a very dark strategy perfectly designed to trap you. They push pre-approved loans, instant credit cards, and buy now, pay later schemes down your throat daily. They make it incredibly, almost dangerously easy to borrow money because they want you in debt. Debt means interest, and interest means guaranteed passive profit for them.
So look at the actual structure of this trap. If you owe $5,000 on a credit card at a typical 20% interest rate, and you fall into the trap of only making the minimum payments, just notice the payoff timeline here. It will take you over 20 years to pay it off, 2 decades. And over that time, you will pay more than double the original amount in pure interest. It's insane.
And as if bleeding you dry on interest wasn't enough, they hit you with the fees. Oh, the fees. Monthly maintenance fees just to hold your money. ATM fees to access your own cash. Overdraft fees when you're already struggling. Wire transfer fees. The average everyday person is bled for hundreds of dollars every single year in these hidden, completely unnecessary fees.
Okay, moving on to Section 3, the money creation secret.
Literally nobody talks about this next secret, but it is the hidden engine driving the entire global financial matrix. It's called fractional reserve banking. Now, this isn't just some boring textbook economic theory. This is a shocking expose of a legally rigged system. It basically means your bank is only required to keep a tiny microscopic fraction of your deposits in their actual vault. The rest of it, they lend it out.
Let me break down this unbelievable math for you. In really simple terms, for every $100 you deposit into your account, your bank can turn around and lend out $900 or more to other people. They are multiplying money that literally does not exist. They are literally creating money out of thin air.
So let's connect the dots here, because this is wild. When banks create this phantom money, it floods the economy. More money floating around directly causes higher inflation. And what did we just learn about inflation? It shrinks the value of your savings. So keeping your money in a traditional bank actually fuels the exact inflation that is destroying your wealth.
Just let the sheer unfairness of this sink in for a second. Banks collect interest on money they literally created from nothing. While your hard-earned savings lose value every single day, they are getting wildly rich on phantom money. And guys, this isn't some crazy internet conspiracy theory. This is the literal mechanics of how global banking has worked for over 100 years.
But here is the good news. Section 4, How to Fight Back.
You are not a victim, and you definitely don't have to play their game. Once you see the matrix, you can beat it. This right here is your ultimate 5-step blueprint for financial survival and guaranteed personal profit. We're going to move your money, invest it properly, attack your debt, cut out those fees, and arm you with the education they never wanted you to have. Let's break these down immediately.
Step 1, move your money right now. Take your rotting savings out of that 0.5% traditional account and put it straight into a high-yield savings account. Notice the massive yield difference here. These accounts consistently offer 4% to 5% interest. You are literally demanding 10 times more interest for doing absolutely nothing but clicking a few buttons on your phone.
Step 2, invest instead of just saving. You have to beat inflation, and you do that in the stock market. Now, we aren't talking about crazy, risky day trading. We are talking about simple, low-cost index funds or ETFs. Historically, the broader market returns 7% to 10% per year on average. That right there is how you outpace the silent tax of inflation and actually grow your wealth.
Step 3, aggressively pay off high-interest debt. If you are sitting on credit card debt at 20% interest, hear me right now. Paying that off is the single best investment you can possibly make. There is no stock, no real estate, and no crypto on planet Earth that will guarantee you a 20% return year after year. Killing that debt is guaranteed profit directly back in your pocket.
Step 4, stop the leaks. Cut off the bank's free money supply instantly. Switch to modern banks or credit unions that do not charge you monthly maintenance fees. Only ever use in-network ATMs. And set up autopay on all your bills so you never hand them another late fee ever again. Small leaks sink big ships, guys, so plug the holes today.
And step 5, perhaps the most absolutely crucial of all, learn how money really works. The banking system is deliberately complex because it is designed to work against you unless you understand the rules. Educating yourself is your primary weapon. It is the only way to stop being exploited by a system that banks on you remaining in the dark.
To wrap this whole thing up, just remember this core mission. Move your money, invest wisely, and eliminate your debt. Listen, banks are not inherently evil villains in some superhero movie. They are just businesses maximizing their profit, but they will absolutely take advantage of your blind trust if you let them.
But now, you're awake to the truth. You know exactly how the game is played and how the trap is set. So the only thing left to ask yourself is this. Armed with everything you now know, will you let them keep profiting from your ignorance? Take control of your wealth. Start making these changes today. And whatever you do, don't let the system win.